"Daniel, pack your things. We're leaving," called his father as he prepared the car. "Coming right away," shouted Daniel from his room. He was checking his backpack. He had packed his toys, notebook, and a few books, but had forgotten his tablet. "I can't go without my tablet," he said, adding it to the bag. As he rushed down the stairs, he found his mother tying her shoes by the door. "Mom, I might need all of this," he said, showing her the bag. His mother smiled. "I'm sure you won't use all of it, but let's see how you manage to carry so much." His father called from the car window. "Come on, we're running late. We've got a long road ahead of us." As Daniel got into the car, he asked curiously, "What kind of house is this? Is it really old? Does it have electricity?" His father, smiling from behind the wheel, replied, "Yes, it's an old house, but it's beautiful. It does have electricity now, but in the past, people used gas lamps." "A gas lamp? What's that? How does it work?" asked Daniel. A gas lamp is a device that gives light using kerosene and a wick. It was common in every house a long time ago, his father explained. His mother smiled. "We'll show you when we get there, but for now, just enjoy the journey." "This is going to be amazing. I want to try using a gas lamp," said Daniel. During the drive, he watched the snow-covered branches of trees outside. But after a while, the car shook slightly and pulled over. "I think the tire's flat," said his father as he got out of the car. Daniel quickly unbuckled his seatbelt and followed. "Can I help, Dad?" he asked. "Of course, but I'll do the heavy lifting. You can hand me the tools," said his father. Daniel's dad retrieved a jack and a spare tire from the trunk. As his father worked on removing the wheel, Daniel asked, "Is this hard to do? Can I learn it too?" "It's not hard, but it requires attention. I'll teach you. Consider this your first lesson," his father replied. After changing the tire, they resumed their journey. When they reached the mountain house, Daniel looked out the window and gasped in awe. "This house looks like something out of a fairy tale," he exclaimed excitedly. As his father opened the door, he warned, "The inside might be a bit of a letdown. No one's been here for a long time." As they entered, Daniel held his nose. "Dad, it smells awful in here, and it's so dusty." "That's why we need to clean up. Everyone has to pitch in," his mother said as she headed towards the kitchen. "Open the windows. Daniel, you can start dusting the tables," said his father, handing him a cloth. Reluctantly, Daniel took the cloth and began wiping the tables, but he kept glancing out the window. "Dad, is there internet or TV here?" he asked. "No," his father replied. "But you won't need it. We can play lots of games here." After an hour of cleaning, the house sparkled. Daniel's father lit the fireplace while his mother cooked on a gas stove. Daniel walked into the kitchen and asked, "Is this stove electric?" "No, it's a gas stove." "People used to live without electricity and were quite used to it," his mother explained. "Life must have been much harder back then," Daniel remarked. When dinner was ready, they sat at the table. During the meal, Daniel's father said, "This house reminds me of your great-grandfather. He used to spend winters here." After dinner, his father said, "Now, let's have some fun by the fireplace." He spread out cushions and blankets on the floor. Taking out his guitar, he began to strum. "Dad, you play the guitar?" "I didn't know that," exclaimed Daniel in surprise. "I can play a little, but your mother sings much better than I do," his father said. Smiling, his mother asked, "Let's see if you can keep up with me," and began singing. Daniel was enchanted by her sweet voice. But when his father joined in, Daniel burst out laughing. "Dad, please keep playing the guitar, but don't sing," he said. At that moment, the electricity went out, plunging the room into darkness. His father quickly pulled an old gas lamp from a drawer. He placed it on the table and lit it, filling the room with a soft glow. "This is beautiful," said Daniel, examining the lamp. His mother explained, "The gas lamp was developed by James Young in the 19th century. Back then, when there was no electricity, people used gas lamps to light their homes. These lamps worked by filling them with kerosene and lighting a wick, providing light throughout the night. James Young made the lamps safer and more durable, which made them invaluable before the advent of electricity." Under the light of the gas lamp, Daniel sat and thought deeply. He loved spending this peaceful time with his family. It had been a long time since they had such a wonderful evening together. "Dad," Daniel said, watching the flame, "wasn't it hard to rely on this lamp before electricity?" His father pointed to the lamp's glass. "It might seem hard, but people back then appreciated the light much more. Finding light in the dark felt like an achievement." His mother added, "James Young made life much easier for people with this invention. The light lasted longer and was safer." Staring at the lamp in admiration, Daniel said, "This lamp is really special, but tomorrow I want to explore the attic. Maybe there are more old things up there." His father laughed. "The attic? Good idea. Tomorrow we'll explore it first thing. But now, it's bedtime." Though he wanted to protest, Daniel's eyes slowly closed under the gentle light of the gas lamp. The next morning, Daniel woke up to sunlight streaming into the room. He jumped out of bed and ran to wake his parents. "Mom! Dad! Let's go to the attic!" he shouted. Yawning, his father said, All right. I'm up." Climbing the narrow stairs to the attic, Daniel eagerly inspected every corner. "Dad, this place is so old, but it's so cool," he said. The attic was filled with old chests and dusty shelves. One large chest in the middle immediately caught their attention. "I think this belonged to your great-grandfather," said his father as he opened the lid. Inside, they found an old wooden toy car, a cloth doll, and several books. Picking up the toy car, Daniel asked, "Did kids really play with these?" "Yes," replied his father. Back then, there were no tablets or electronic toys. Kids used their imaginations to play. At the bottom of the chest, they found a sled covered with an old blanket. Excitedly, Daniel exclaimed, "Dad, it's a sled. Let's go outside and try it." His father laughed. "All right. But first, let's have breakfast. Then we'll give it a go." They had a hearty breakfast with delicious food prepared by Daniel's mother, who was an excellent cook. Afterward, Daniel and his father grabbed the sled and headed outside. At the top of a snow-covered hill, Daniel couldn't contain his excitement. "Push me, Dad," he shouted. His father pulled the sled to the top, and as Daniel sat down, he asked, "Ready, buddy?" "Yes, I'm ready," Daniel replied. As his father let go of the sled, Daniel sped down the hill, the cold wind hitting his face, and the sound of the sled gliding over the snow echoing in his ears. Laughing, he yelled, "This is amazing!" They slid down the hill repeatedly, each time having more fun. Daniel's mother joined them, watching from the side. "All right, time to build a snowman," she called out. Daniel quickly left the sledding path, shouting, "Yes, let's make the biggest snowman ever." Together, they rolled large snowballs to form the snowman's body. His mother brought a carrot for the nose and coal pieces for the eyes. Daniel used sticks for arms and added a hat to complete it. His father said, "We should name the snowman." Thinking for a moment, Daniel said, "How about Snowash?" "Yes, Snowash." His father laughed. "Snowash? That's an interesting name." "All right, hello, Snowash." The next morning, as they packed their belongings, Daniel felt a bit sad. "I really love this house. I don't want to leave," he said. His father picked up his backpack and reassured him. "Don't worry. This house will always be here. We can come back again." Daniel took the toy car he found in the chest. His mother asked, "Daniel, how are we going to bring all of this home?" Laughing, Daniel replied, "These are my treasures. They're all special." As they drove back, Daniel wrapped himself in a blanket and lay down on the back seat. Soon he fell asleep and started dreaming. In his dream, he found himself in a room illuminated by a gas lamp. Sitting beside it was a man. "Hello, Daniel," said the man. "I'm James Young, the person who developed the gas lamp." Excitedly, Daniel said, "You invented this lamp? Thank you so much. Because of you, I had the best vacation ever with my family." James Young smiled. "This lamp isn't just a source of light. It's meant to bring people together. Always remember its light, even in the darkest times," he said. When Daniel woke up, his father said, "We're home." Smiling, Daniel replied, "I'll never forget this trip." For Daniel, the gas lamp became more than just a light source. It symbolized togetherness and the joy of spending time with family.